Florida, the land of sunshine, sandy beaches, and theme parks. But beneath the surface, Florida's golden image is beginning to rust, and many people are realizing it's not the paradise they once thought it was. Recent data indicates that Florida has lost a considerable number of residents to states like Georgia, North Carolina, and Tennessee. In particular, the Sunshine State has experienced a steady outmigration rate of about 1.5% per year over the past decade. So why are there so many people, especially the younger crowd, turning their backs on the Sunshine State? Don't go anywhere as we dissect the reasons, and trust me, by the end of this video, you might think twice about that move to Florida. Florida is not just the place with the most sunshine, it is also the place with the most devastating storms. Every year, hurricane season rolls around and people brace themselves for nature's wrath. To give you an insight, since records began in 1851, Florida has been hit by 120 hurricanes, accounting for over 41% of all hurricanes that have made landfall in the U.S. This is more than twice the number experienced by Texas, the second most affected state, which has had 64 hurricanes. In fact, when you live in Florida, you're signing up for a yearly membership to the Hurricane Club. And to be honest with you, it is a club no one wants to be part of. Take it from those who have lived through it. Hurricanes here are just another Tuesday. One minute, you're basking in the sun. The next, you're standing knee-deep in floodwaters, wondering where it all went wrong. And it is every single year. Who wants to live with that kind of uncertainty hanging over their head? Now, if the hurricanes aren't enough to deter you, maybe the housing market will do the trick. Florida's housing market has become the stuff of nightmares. You know what they say, a house is only as strong as its foundation. Well, in Florida, even if the foundation is solid, the prices are sure to shake you to your core. Buying a home in Florida nowadays is like trying to win the lottery, except the odds are worse. And even if you win, you might still not be able to afford it. Housing prices have skyrocketed, and what was once an affordable state is now anything but affordable. The median home price in Florida is currently around $399,807, which is about 3.4% higher than the previous year and 9.4% above the national average of $359,892. In comparison, that is more than double than that of West Virginia and Mississippi. Even renting an apartment has become an uphill battle. Average monthly rents in cities like Miami have reached around $2,930, making it one of the least affordable areas in the country. Young people especially are feeling the pinch. With wages that barely budge and rents that climb faster than a thermometer in July, it's no wonder people are packing up and leaving. And for those brave enough to buy a house, good luck. You might find a place you can afford, but there's no guarantee it'll survive the next hurricane. It's like buying a brand new car only to be told it might blow up the next time you take it out for a spin. And that makes you ponder, why gamble on a home when there are other places where your biggest worry is whether it'll snow this winter? If the hurricanes and housing prices don't chase you away, let's talk about jobs, or the lack thereof. The Sunshine State may be a great place to visit, but when it comes to finding a career, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. In Florida, you can't get many job opportunities either, especially if you're young and looking to build a future. For years, the economy's been propped up by tourism, which is great for vacationers, but not so much for people trying to live here full-time. Sure, you might be able to find a job selling sunscreen to tourists or flipping burgers at a beachside joint, but when it comes to careers with real growth potential, those are few and far between. It's no wonder that young people fresh out of college and full of ambition are setting their sights elsewhere. If you're hoping to make a name for yourself in high-tech industries, Florida is not the place to do it. It's like trying to grow a garden in the desert. No matter how hard you work, it's just not going to happen. This goes without saying that the cost of living here is anything but affordable. Between soaring housing prices, expensive groceries, and utilities that chase the moon during the endless summer months, living in Florida is like throwing money into a black hole. And to think wages are not keeping up makes it all upsetting. As the cost of living climbs higher and higher, paychecks are staying as flat as the Florida landscape. The arithmetic just doesn't add up. You're spending more but earning the same or less. That's a recipe for frustration if I've ever seen one. For young people, this economic reality hits even harder. Starting salaries are low and the opportunities for growth are few. And when you combine that with the constant threat of natural disasters, it's no wonder so many are packing their bags and heading elsewhere. And it's not surprising. I mean, who wouldn't, considering all these misgivings? And oh, have I mentioned the heat? I don't think so. Now, here in Florida, it's not just hot. It is sticky. It is unbearable. The heat here can make you feel like you're living in a never-ending sauna. To put it into perspective, in 2023, Florida experienced record high temperatures, with some areas reaching up to 111.2 degrees Fahrenheit, or 44 degrees Celsius. In contrast, the UAE saw average summer highs around 102.9 degrees Fahrenheit, or 39.4 degrees Celsius, during the hottest month of July. The humidity here is relentless. It's the kind of weather where you take a shower, step outside, and feel like you need another one within minutes. Your clothes stick to you like glue, and the air is so thick with moisture, it feels like you're breathing through a wet towel. And don't even get me started on the bugs. Mosquitoes in Florida aren't just annoying, they're practically the size of birds. In fact, it is said that mosquitoes are the unofficial state bird of Florida because they're everywhere. Whether you're enjoying a sunset by the beach or simply walking to your car, these pests will find you. As soon as dusk falls, they come out in droves, hungry and relentless. You could be covered head to toe in bug spray, and yet they'll still find that one tiny patch of exposed skin to bite. And don't think you can escape them by staying indoors. They'll sneak in through the smallest cracks in windows, turning your home into their perfect buffet. Over the years, the state has faced an increasing threat from mosquito-borne diseases, and among them, malaria has become a growing concern. Florida's warm, humid climate is the perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes, which in turn creates a perfect storm for diseases to spread. And it's not just malaria you've got to contend with. Florida mosquitoes have been known to spread a variety of other diseases, including Zika, dengue fever, and West Nile virus. The Zika virus, for instance, made headlines a few years ago for causing severe birth defects in babies born to infected mothers. Even if you're young and healthy, getting infected with one of these diseases can lead to weeks of misery or worse. The problem with mosquitoes in Florida is that you can't escape them, no matter where you go. Unlike other nuisances like alligators or snakes that just stick to certain areas, mosquitoes don't care if you're living in a rural swamp or a high-rise condo downtown. They'll find you. Now, if you think that's scary, I can assure you it is, but how scary depends on who you ask. Regardless, it seems like nature is waging war on anyone who dares to live here. I mean, just when you thought Florida couldn't get any more dangerous with its hurricanes, heat waves, and unpredictable housing market, now you have to worry about catching a potentially life-threatening disease from a mosquito bite. Now over to you. Why do you think people are frequently leaving Florida? Share your insights in the comments below. Make sure to check out other interesting videos on our channel, like and share this video to spread awareness. If you haven't already, subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on our future content. Thank you for your support.